Well, of all things that were overdue, universe, the 11:59 sign-on for today's recording, today being January 24th, 2022, 012422, as I have to enter it into my current titling schema to keep things running in chronological order. There will be no B because at this point, in 10 seconds, it will be January 25th, which is now going to be in 5 seconds. And that's when my father will turn 82. So, happy birthday, Dad. Congratulations on living a robust, healthy life and playing competitive tennis all the way to the ripe age of 82. Among all the other things you're still sharp and keen of mind regarding. In fact, if you think there's slippage in anything other than your arthritic hands and knees, I certainly don't see it. So you're a model of good health and good habits. And for that, I'm glad I waited till 11:59 to start this one up to be the first to wish you a happy birthday. And I suppose really that's what this episode should be about, is checking in on things that are going on in my daily routine, like laundry. I promise this load is about to finish, so that will only go on for another 5 minutes. But things like the 3 days on, 4 days off request at work, they got bungled and turned into 3 consecutive schedules of that distribution, which frankly, yay, that's kind of nice. Universe giving me some signals. I thought I might even talk about more signals that the universe is giving me, and other things going on like that. So this being episode 45, and the next one, episode 46, will be the last free base episodes, free bird episodes, I'm going to throw out at this first run that I'm calling Wate.Wut. And thus, to end Wate.Wut will come episode 47, my final drill down of why I think the universe as it currently exists is my fault. Then 48 will be how it is that I think I could have been any one of you. Another review of that phenomenon. 49 will then be what my next steps will be, and I will focus particularly on what I will call my second album. When I drop my second album, that's going to be, I think I've already decided to name it See What Happened Was. And in the next grouping, I will talk much more about things from my past that both directly influenced my current and really formulated a lot of who I was and am still today. And also all the hopscotching I did around different places and iterations of exactly what I was going through with my constant battle with trying to find some way to reveal my real self. That, see, what happened was, we'll get into that later. But that preview will be episode 49. And then episode 50, I will go back and review 40 through 49 and make sure that I'm clear on what I was trying to sum up here, so that in 51, I can revisit the heroes that I named in this grouping and make sure that I pay particular attention to some of the ones I might have glossed over too quickly. So that then 52 can be the final shuffle, where I go through everything for the last time. Except for 53, the Joker, where I walk back and give myself awards like most overused word, which, let's face it, is capacity right now. Although Cascade, There are some words that are giving it a run for its money, but if capacity doesn't win that contest, I'll be shocked. Anyhow, 53 will be sort of a blooper review, or if you will, a look back and regret of things that I wish I had done differently, could have done better, and learned in the process of doing the first round. Which then means I will start on episode 54 with see what happened was, and I will repeat that pattern exactly. Because I love the idea of ending on a prime number, especially 53, as the Joker review of the fully shuffled deck. Because when you get right down to it, I did love Texas Hold'em. Still do. Not that I want to play you for money, but I'll play you for matchsticks. And who has to cook dinner? Because why not? That's not gambling. That's just fun. All right, enough chitter chatter about borderline is it gambling or is it not activities, because none of that's going on in my life. I haven't seen my coworker, who I do intend to throw an apology toward for being a bit of a gray sky on a on a darkening, threatening skyline. I didn't need to add my own little thread of drizzle, which I did, and so I'm going to make sure that that is noticed and corrected as much as I can do that. Dryer's empty. Okay. And I'm also going to I have to tell my coworker that I've named him, well, I guess two. I had forgotten I'd named two of them, but whatever. That's done. They're now coworkers, and if I call them anything, I will call them handkerchief and racing car or whatever. There will be no insinuation as to who's who again in this podcast. Everybody will be protected, just like those reenactment shows. The names have been changed to protect the innocent. While I don't think any of us is innocent, nor do I think any of us are guilty. There is no reason for any kind of public exposure of any kind. Everyone should be allowed to manage their own public persona in whatever capacity is theirs to manage, just like I'm doing here. I give that right to everybody else that I will reference by referencing them in only the anonymous factor. So, anonymously, not naming any of the people who are participating, but I have given the first now 44 episodes to two different people, not my mother. So, this is about the most random two people who could be reviewing what I've done so far. Because one, I didn't know yesterday, and one, I didn't know 6 weeks ago. So, neither of these people knows me from a hole in the wall, which is good, because part of what has to happen here is somebody give me some objective criticism, not some criticism as to who I am, knowing who I am. Unfortunately, one of the people who's reviewing this is a coworker, so there's some coworker chatter here that is unfair. I am putting her through a position of listening to some of my private thoughts, which she should not have to judge by, but I'm not exposing anything that I wouldn't say directly in front of everybody I work with. So in that capacity, hey, the saturated word shows up again, and I bet I can say capacity 3 more times. Not counting that one. She will hear some. There's more I'm worried about her hearing about my personal life that might be a little bit border crossing in terms of coworker relationship than anything I'm saying about the workplace. And again, I'm not in any way trying to be exposed here, all double entendre intended at all. In fact, the reason that I spontaneously threw these recordings toward this coworker was knowing that this coworker had shown me already some elements that I think will provide fair feedback, period. Line up all my coworkers, and this is the one I would choose, and it's not even close. So I do look forward to the feedback I will get. I do believe it'll be valuable. I just feel if in any way this has provided some sort of a awkward platform on which to have to exist, that was unintended, and I really did. I preconceived those types of experiences, hoping that there weren't any truly unsettling parts to have to experience, at least not yet. And then the other person, who I didn't even know yesterday, obviously I must have met them today, and somehow finagled to get them to listen to my personal diary / podcast / recording of my insanity of thought. Well, you just gotta love the weed community. That's all I'm gonna say. Gotta love the weed community. They're good people with good intention to do good things in the community and individually and for each other. So all I can say is thank you. And if this is the sort of task that drives you to buy a 4-footer, I apologize. But again, something in the way the dominoes of the universe fell told me to ask you. Your enthusiastic response made me think, perfect. That's feedback I bet I really need. And I bet it's valuable when I get it. So, feedback's a coming, feedback's a coming. Now, I'm only working 3 days this week. Yay. I'm only working 3 days again next week. Yay. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had to go up and tell my boss, the department manager, hey buddy, I know I wrote that note and I know you read it, and then I know the schedule was written that day, but the next 2 schedules have been the same kind of schedule. So I thought we had talked the next day. I even wrote you a second note that said, in case we were unclear on that first note, that I would like to see more time, yada yada, right? And so when I saw him today and I was like, hey, he's like, okay, here's the thing. You got to clear up your position. I was like, okay, here's the thing. I've already done it 3 times. So this is the 4th time I'm going to clear up my position, after admittedly 1 time confusing you by giving you a different position. The last 4 times, counting this one, I've been clear as a bell as to what I'm looking for. So don't treat anything that happened on the very first transgression as having any impact past that very first transgression. Instead, count the next 4 that have all been me telling you the same thing as the thing to go with going forward. And he's like, right on, that's all I needed to hear. I was like, I don't even understand why that's all you needed to hear. But if on my next schedule, I don't have at least 4 days, and I'm guessing 5, but at least 4, I'll be stunned. And I really won't even know how to react. At that point, incompetence will have moved into a range of what? Malicious counterinsurgency against my desire to spend as much productive time creating a wonderful environment for people at the meat counter of my local grocery store? Perhaps. But that seems like a tale from a rejected script sent to Rod Sterling. His Twilight Zone. No, that wasn't the Twilight Zone thing. Suckers. But, so, why did it take me 4 attempts to communicate a very clear communicative message when communicating it the other way only took 1 attempt? Well, here is where the universe is telling me something. Again, I'm sure I'll start seeing 5 days a week going forward. But the universe is asking me to consider whether or not that's what I really need to be doing. There's bigger and more bold plans here. So these reminders keep me from being settled. Just like Angela not handing me Guac Star cards makes me think, move on to better things. Okay. I like it. I like that I've settled all that work strife with one simple reminder. The universe wants me to go on to better things. Listening, listening, listening. But also know I can't go on to better things till I have the financial foundation and stability on which to do those without having to cushion back on, say, family support. So if that means I'm 11 months away, 9 months away, 8 months away, 18 months away, it doesn't matter. But that is priority one. Priority two is to remember that this is just a job. The next phase is still the next phase. And that's really my life's purpose. There is a job, and then there's life's purpose. In my case, they don't coincide. At least not in this capacity. Doesn't mean I'm not serving my life's purpose while I'm at work. I am. Didn't mean to confuse that in any way. All right. I knew this episode was going to be terrible, but mostly because, well, for one, obviously, I signed on at 11:59 to start recording. So it took me a while to even think about how to present. And somewhat because tomorrow, well, now, as of, 15 minutes ago, it's my dad's birthday. And I did end up getting him more CBD products because there is one thing I can say about CBD. I've never given it to him before. So, hey, it's not tennis balls, my friend. And it may help. What if it does? Bravo. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Hello, Bruce Willis. Or more so, hello, Snape. What was that actor's name? Nah, that's terrible on my part because I like him a lot too. Anyway, whenever I can think of, is it a W? It might be. Whenever I can think of Mr. Kicked Ass and Die Hard as, can I think of, was he Bruno? Stop. Whenever I can spend my time undistractedly thinking about what to record, I can hit record and literally almost not realize how much time I've spoken when I hit stop. And yet today, I kept thinking about, at 82, mortality doesn't get pushed further aside. No matter how healthy my dad looks on the tennis court, you can't help but have some level of thought of, is this the last birthday I'll get to spend with my dad? Or is this the last birthday I'll get to spend with my dad where we could play tennis? Or is this the last birthday I'll get to spend with my dad where I'm not wiping his ass? I mean, whatever, Unfortunately, given the wonderful, infinite, boundless imagination we're all given, we can think of almost any condition in which next year's birthday might be completely different. But if I get caught up in having those distracted, outside of the moment thoughts, then I'll have the biggest regret of all, which would be passing up enjoying the hell out of my dad's 82nd birthday with him in whatever capacity we can. Because that's all that's ever going to be there to be had. But in any capacity in which those might be diminishing physically, because as age creeps on, physical skills do deteriorate, it doesn't matter. I'm still here to be in the best possible mood, to have the best possible day with the guy that's possibly the best friend I've ever had in life. So, yeah, next year's going to be different. But I'll be having exactly the same attitude on this day that I had then, that I have now then. And if I'm completely ascended, I'll be doing it regardless of whether my father's with me or not. Because my father is with me. He is in me forever. It doesn't matter the capacity in which his physical existence is currently sustained. I am that which is my Father's life force, just like he is for me. And so having today's birthday with my dad will be the first one I truly have been wise enough to enjoy. And in that way, I guess, maybe I'll give him the best present he's ever gotten, which is another year of looking back with a son who's truly there to do nothing but enjoy the day as the person and the people we are together. I'll bet you that's how this one goes down. Something tells me that's where we're headed. Okay, so still haven't heard from my hippie friend, which is one of the reasons that I forced the issue today on the review with random contact number 2. And again, thank you. If you're listening to this, that means you listened to the first 45 and asked for more. So all I can say is, that is awesome. Thank you. You're the best. And I don't care what comet or storm may be confused with your name. You're the best. And then, who else am I leaving out? My mom has got all of them too. So her reaction has been generally positive. And in fact, I find her making jokes, inside jokes, referencing some of the things I've said around my dad. I find that hilarious. So, if nothing else, I've always thought my mom and I had a little bit of a insider's track on friendship. And if this gives us even a little bit of just some fun stuff to kick around behind my dad's back, well, good for us. Plus, he likes to ignore us, so this gives us something to do while he's doing that. So that's all good. Nothing to really report on the brother and sister front. I just called Jim my brother, but he is. They're off. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're back and forth. It's football playoff season. These are weekends that generally I think they're either being entertained, or enjoying all the entertainment there to be had. So I'm sure I will run into some of that today, being the old 82nd whirlwind tour for my, I guess, officially octogenarian father. Okay, I'm just spouting out nothingness. So let's see if I can finish with something of value. The universe, in addition to sending me signals about work that I think are clear, has also been sending me signals about not slowing down. In other words, I keep finding myself, if I'm maxing out, say, getting through the store efficiently so that I can get the cash necessary so that I can run to the bus stop just in time to get on the bus with the change necessary to get to the stop where the deal is almost sold out, but just enough is left so that I can make it to the other place to grab my dad's present that had just been restocked, so that I can get back to the stop with just 3 minutes to spare to be back here in time to go check the tennis courts, which are just now clearing so that there's time to get on them in time before the sunset. I mean, the more I'm moving toward my goals and destinations, the more I'm getting done, and the more I'm seeing the capacity in which to continue pressing, not just into second gear, but into third and possibly even into fourth. And I've always been a victim of using my pressure and pedal when I'm in combustible mode. That's when I might try to see if I can pull some sort of miracle stunt trick that flips the car around without causing any damage on a highway full of flame. Well, I've never been driving down a sandy sunrise beach in a dune buggy with nobody but me at the wheel and a wide horizon full of opportunity in which it says, go ahead, push a little, see how much more fun you can have. And that's where I'm at right now. So, for once, I don't feel like I'm pressing. I just feel like I'm getting more done. And I suppose if you ask some of the people who've watched my life from A to Z here, or should we say what, A to Q? Q. They'd tell me, you know what? This is long overdue, because nobody's done less with more than that guy.